industry.
Yeah.
And I think before we were discussing this, like right before actually we started recording this episode, we were talking about unrealistic beauty standards that, that Pakistani media has. Like, and our Pakistani, like, drama mein, you have beautiful curly hair.
Thank you.
You know, like I freaking, it's super hot.
Thanks.
And but when it comes to your leading actresses, it's you can't have short hair. You have to have straight, long, blow-dried, gori chitti shakal, green lenses laga dega, asal aankhein nahi hai. How much of that do you really like encounter here? And like how many times has your look as it is been taken on by a drama as the look of the leading character?
Okay, so I'll be honest with you. Like, मैं अभी भी कभी-कभी जब बैठती हूँ ना फरागत में, तो I do think if I was born Marina Khan, Samina Ahmed के ज़माने में, तो things would have been much easier because they were all so natural. Do you remember Marina Khan's hair?
It was awesome.
It was awesome. Like they had short hair. They had like those Hollywood waves, you know, and natural. Yeah. Because Pakistani women have naturally wavy, curly hair.
Thick hair. They do.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, Dhoop, Kinare, Tanhaiyan, all those dramas, they were very like actually real Pakistani women.
Nadia Jamil, Sania Said, like they aced it. So I feel like we have really deteriorated, like our beauty standards have really like deteriorated. So in the beginning when theater mein itna nahi dekhte looks.
Nahi dekhte.
Like they're more like, do you fit the character? I've never seen ke koi body type pe aapko shame kar raha ho. Kuch theater mein it's bahut chill scene hai. But then baat aayi film pe and then TV. And there were directors in the beginning, I'll be very honest, who had concerns ki, acha, you have curly hair, why don't you straighten them out? If the character demands it, I'll do it. But if your production can give me like an hour and a half to blow dry these curls and then have ACs everywhere in Karachi ki heat, you know, to make sure that they're well maintained. And if you've hired good makeup artists and hair people, then yes, let's go for it. Yeah. So they were like, of course, no, we can't do that. We can't maintain it. So let's just save time and let's just go with it. Yeah. You know, my makeup will hardly take 20 minutes, so let's just start. But yeah, this happened a lot. And then at times they would call me for only specific characters. Ki, acha, agar aap jeans pehnti hai, to you're a fast girl. If
ये मुझे concept समझ ही नहीं आया. और ये आपके क्या ये अनपढ़ जाहिल directors बैठे हुए हैं, क्या बैठे हुए हैं, like पीछे production के अंदर के?
It's the directors, it's the content, and it's, you know, this misconception that people sitting in production houses have that this is what audiences want to see. It's a misconception.
Of course, it's a misconception. I feel like misconception से आपने एक पूरी generation को आपने brainwash कर दिया कि अगर आपने jeans पहनी नहीं है या आपके बाल खुले हुए हैं तो वो तो बदचलन औरत होगी. लेकिन आदमी ऑन स्क्रीन चुपेड़े मार रहा है, तेजाब औरतों को,
लड़की से 20-30 साल बड़ा लग रहा है. हाँ, and that's okay.
वो सही है. हाँ, क्योंकि आदमी वो तो पीछे बैठे मर्द है. हाँ, उनको लग रहा है जो करना है करो.
And you know what, you know, ये production houses की भी misconception है कि उनको लगता है that they have brainwashed the audience. लेकिन ऐसा नहीं, the audience is very intelligent. You know, when I realized is that Kamli, an art film,
was beautiful.
Beautiful film.
It was beautiful. I think it was possibly the only good Pakistani film that's come out.
Exactly.
I really liked
आपने कब देखा है कि एक art film जो है उनको profit हुआ हो और उनके cinemas में actually shows बढ़ाने पड़े? That happened with Kamli. Yeah. And it was a like woman-run film.
Yeah.
Not just Sabaa Kamar. There were two middle-aged women in it as well who were running the show.
I think Sania Said and like they just killed it. They killed it. I think Sania Said, it was just, you know, because each of them were comely, in my opinion. They were all comely. Yeah. And they all were comely in their own circumstance. Yeah. And just the performance level. Yeah. I mean, sorry to say, but I think Sania Said just rocked.
And you know what? So I'm these are the women that I've looked up to. Bachpan se, this is the sort of work that I want to end up doing. You know, Sabaa Kamar is amazing. Yeah. I've followed all of her work. That's how crazy of a fan I am. She had a character walk. She had a character tone. I've never seen her walk like that. Utho, Betofai, anything like how she was doing in Kamli in any other project. That's how different she was. Yeah. You know, and the credit goes to Sarmad as well.
Of course, but that's the mark of a good actor.
Exactly, exactly. And Nimra Butcha, if you know her personally, she's nothing like this character. So I can tell how uncomfortable it must have been for her. But look at what what greatness came out of that being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think like growth comes out of being out of discomfort.
Yes.
Why is it that like people in the depths of despair actually create I mean classic songs and like art and music and films come out of like strife and which is I think like war and all of that, like it's like the breeding ground for
exactly
artistic expression, and it just becomes that because you're so much is pent up that it just bursts out in like all sorts of like Gasquet. I mean his entire artwork is just came out of that strife. You're talking a little bit about stereotyping.
Yes.
How did you break away from that mold of being stereotyped?
Thank God for women. Thank God for women directors and women producers. They helped me out. In the beginning of my career, like there were no men who would look at me as, as an actor. They would just look at me as, कि अच्छा हम लोग इसको, how do we take her in? So that's where I met Angeline. That's where I met later on Yasra Rizvi. That's where I met later on TV1 ki Seema Tahir. That's where I met Mehreen Jabbar. So these women really helped me and like put my potential out there in my own skin and hair.
And like how...
And also Shazia Ali Khan, the director of Pinky Meme Saab, she really helped me out as well.
That was a really good, I mean, it was a good independent
push.
film.
Yeah. It gave me my first push in the film
world. It did give you your first push, like an actual first push.
An actual first push, and the credit goes to her.
I'm really actually like, I'm really happy to hear that like women are pushing that boundary away and like kind of like, breaking out, like to own your own individuality, because Pakistani women, this is like, it's a range of different almost ethnicities within Pakistan, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From Kashmir to all the way down to Balochistan, like I mean you have an entire spectrum of looks, of hair, of skin.
Yeah, my mom's a Kashmiri, my dad's a Punjabi. So like I'm a blend.
Yeah. So I mean like
it's amazing. Like
but to own it also, like usko own karna, to be like, hey, this is what we want to project, this is what we want to uphold, rather than that cookie cutter of that similar girl, lambe baal, यूं करके बैठी हुई है,
expressionless, लेकिन आंसू गिर रहा है,
बस आंसू गिर रहा है. तो एक औरत का तो काम रोना है बस, कोई मर्द तो चाहता है कि औरत रोती रहे, क्योंकि जितना वो रोएगी उतना वो पिसेगी और उतना वो पीस सकता है,
उतनी
रेटिंग आएगी क्योंकि पीछे तालियां बजेंगी और वो पुश करेंगे इसको.
Exactly.
I mean that's why
such a sadist society.
It is a sadist society, and it's like I'm very proud today that like majority of my entire team is like female led.
Thank God, yeah.
And it really is. It gets that energy because it's like because I believe in a certain way, and other women can understand that. Yeah. They know that struggle. They know that what I want, and they know how to get it. So like it's one is propelling the other.
They resonate with the baggage that comes with it.
Of course they do. Of course they do. The highs and the lows and the and that need to constantly wanting to prove that like you know what, like you're not everything, like we're here, like hear us out, what's the one thing that you wish that you knew about this industry before you walked in?
Yeah, Momna, to be honest with you, the social side of this industry, like I'm not into, like crowds really give me a lot of anxiety. When I get done from work, I just want to go home to my cat.
Yes, I know you mentioned your cat. I was going to address your cat later, but now I'm glad that you brought up the cat.
I just want to go home to my Juno, like give her food, give her her treat, make my tea and chill out. That's all I want to do, because the entire day you're working with a team of 20 to 30 people. You don't want to see any human faces after that.
It's also a personality type. Like for me, my personality is the type that like even if it's like a long day, I have my time to myself, which is I'll always take it out.
Yeah.
But I actually relax a lot amongst friends.
Only like your people you can be yourself with.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love the people in the industry. They've wholeheartedly accepted me as I am, and I have a huge respect for all of them. But it's just that I don't know. I haven't still been able to hang out with the lot. I don't know why. I'm still exploring. Like I've made a couple of friends here and there, like in Karachi, in Islamabad. They come over, they stay at my place, and we
chill.
And
that's a great way to kind of also be. And I think as I'm growing older, like my circle is kind of
getting smaller.
Smaller. Like the
and
close circle is getting like
Yeah.
even tighter and like closer knit.
Yes. And